Hey guys, I'm the Cyborg Sheep, and welcome to the Weekend Post. In this video, you can probably tell that there's going to be Minecraft. But Minecraft won't be the only thing in this video. This is an update video. This week, it kinda happened again. Running out of time, don't have much to do, but I have lots of stuff to talk about, just in updating you guys on progress of certain things, so let's get started. Now, for the past couple of weeks, in addition to some other breakthrough videos and, just random goofing around, this thing right here, the Minecraft base that I've been working on, is basically the main project that I've been focusing on. It's mostly done now. There's maybe a few other things to do, but next I'm going to be focusing on expansion. But before I talk about that, let's go over the things that we've done so far. So, of course, it starts off with the main building right here. We have all the lights for when it gets dark and makes my videos look terrible, but the base can still be seen at night. Of course, it has the main door right here, activated by a key card, labeled 5776, and when we put it in there, door opens. We can go and grab the book down here. And then we can close the door by pressing this button like so. Now, of course, I built a really futuristic bedroom. And the other thing that you guys saw me build was this laboratory right here, complete with a computer room. And of course, the armor equip station. Now, the most recent project is this room right here. This room is the electrical room of the base. Essentially, high voltage electricity comes here, goes through a transformer to step it down to 120/208 volt along these three lines, and then it goes into this breaker panel right here, in which I can branch off all sorts of circuits, such as heat, air conditioning, and charging stations, plus all sorts of other things. I just recently labeled the breakers so that I know what is what, and I also added this elevator right here. Making this room right here was a lot of fun. The video in which I made was the first time I had actually used something from another channel. Let's move on to the update about this game. Now, of course, before we get into that, I have to give a huge thank you to Bears, Trains, and Stuff. He's the guy who uploaded the video. Basically, the video is a look around the substation. On the substation site, there's this huge transformer. It's 375 MVA. By the way, MVA, megavolt amperes. That is oodles of power. So, you can imagine you're definitely going to get that sound. But, yeah. Thank you very much for letting me use it. So, about the update. Next, what I would do with this is I would branch off to other locations in this world. And I would start making other buildings. Such as, for example, a market. Seems kind of funny, being that this is kind of, top secret high security base or something like that. But, anyways, what I'd do is I'd basically build like a railroad, sort of. And, I'd branch off to like all the sorts of locations that I'd want, and yeah. So, that's the update about this. Now, let's go and look at some other updates. But before we get started, let's make the upgrade. this should make transferring photos and videos ever so slightly faster because I am still working on the laptop, and yeah, I will make the upgrade eventually, I promise. I still haven't, but for the time being, this still works. I can also use it to transfer data off these tiny little micro SD cards, which is a nice bonus. But also, up until this point, the laptop didn't have support for that, so it's pretty useful. So, next let's get into an update about this thing. Now, you'll remember a while back, I did a video taking a look at this thing, some of the electrical characteristics and whatnot, and I cited some upgrades that I wanted to do. I tried one of them, and for that one that I tried, and all the others, I was unsuccessful in every regard. Now, sort of the problem that I'm having is not really with this robot arm, but more with the multimeter that I'm using. This is kind of like one of the, cheapy $20 ones you get from the hardware store. And, yeah, pretty junk, I'd say. The fuse right here on the volt ohm amp has cropped out. So that means that the amp range of microamps to 200 milliamps is not working. So that leaves me with the 10 amp, which isn't really that easy to take measurements off of. Now, I thought I was wrong. Turns out I'm mistaken. I thought when I was measuring this that it was 5 amps at most, but really it's only 200 milliamps. Because if you consider that this is only using 2 D cells for powering a motor in one direction, and D cells, yes, they certainly are, like, big and powerful, but, they're not, like, mains powerful. They're, like, maybe 2 amps at maximum. So, but the thing is, 200 milliamps really does seem more logical, though, because, really, these motors are kind of tiny, and 5 amps really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, in that case, I'm way closer than I actually thought I was. Because the power supply that I got, well, it was a failure in terms of the actual way I thought I'd originally wired up. It still might just work. The only problem is that it's 12 volts instead of 3 volts, which, that's a no-brainer for figuring out, because 2 1.5 volt batteries in series, 3 volts. A step in the right direction, I'd say.
What a stinking piece of garbage.
So, I guess continuing on with this theme of very flippin' close, but still not quite, of course, we have the RC car. So in this case, it's really just a case of me choosing the completely wrong components and also making it very hard for myself. Some people might even say making it too challenging. Yeah. I mean, you can try to use salvaged brushless motors, but in most cases, they're hard to use, and really, in the case of this, high RPM ESC combined with the low RPM hard drive motor, yeah, that's not going anywhere. Especially because of the that uses bushings, not bearings. So, it's I mean, it might work, but just barely. But I am very close. I know exactly the components I'm going to get, so in theory, we're almost there. Now, another reason, aside from the fact that I waited too long, that I don't have an actual video where I'm getting anything done, is because spring in general is a very busy season. Combine that with the fact that you have school projects and whatnot, and yeah, the videos kind of can't really become in-depth because I have so much else that I have to do. But once summer vacation starts, I promise you, videos are going to be lots more in-depth. I'm going to really get started on all the projects, hopefully finally complete them, and things will be awesome. There's also lots of other cool things planned for the summer, so hope you guys are excited for that. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this quick little update video with Minecraft, the robot arm, and whatnot. And that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.